Welcome to Beyond the Bottom Line with
Anna Letitia Cook.
Good morning and welcome to Beyond the Bottom Line. Today we're very lucky to have Matthieu Le Cann with us to talk about corporate well-being and proactively positive management. Matthieu is the co-founder, CEO of TVTY. He's spent more than 15 years in the media, and his expertise is mainly focused on innovation, technology, as well as business and organizational development. So, welcome to the program, Matt. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you to invite me.
You're welcome. I know you're very interested in proactively positive management and you practice it very much in your company. So you're an advocate for corporate well-being and all types of positive management styles. Can you tell me, what does this mean to you, and what advantages do you see in the workplace by embracing this type of management?
Yes, I am an advocate on it, but so I will try in English, which is hard for me to make me understandable. But that means that I put pleasure at the center of my way of managing my team. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the first place, for me to them, and secondly, for them professionally and personally, knowing that the border, and you know that better than I, is thinner and thinner on this subject. Yeah. Secondly, with trust. Mm-hmm. Trust is everything in your associate and the company. I mean, it actually changed everything. If your associates, your employees are feeling safe, yep, they will give the best for them, for the, yep, company, and for the team. Yep. Not for money, I mean, but because they know the group is taking care of them. Yep. And I think, yeah, it's the most important at the end. And yeah,
so they feel really appreciated and part of the family. They feel that they've got a real position within, yeah, the company.
Yes, and listened, and yep, but at the end, safe. Yeah. So, for example, if you put pressure on someone, if you're not giving value at, mm-hmm, them and encourage them, at the end they will not feel safe. Yes. So you can't work if, yeah, you don't feel like it. So, and I mean, advantage of these two pillars, sorry, Anna, is global. It's lightening everything in, yeah, your company: retention, motivation, team spirit, engagement in their work, and for the company. And you can buy a lot of things. A company can buy, loyalty. They can buy dynamics with bonuses and so on. But you can't buy engagement.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't buy engagement. You can't buy loyalty. Exactly. So how can
actually you can buy loyalty. You can put money retention. You can give them a big salary. You can, but even if you do that, they will maybe not be engaged.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So they might stay because of the money, but they won't really put their life, exactly, into the company and all of their colleagues. Okay. So how can managers be more proactively positive in their management of their teams? Obviously, you really believe in this, but you're at the top. So when you get further down the ladder, how can they do it? And what are some of the key actions that they can take to encourage a better working environment, but still keeping high performance and productivity, but with less stress? Because often high performance and productivity is really associated with stress and pressure, whereas being proactively positive in management, I get the impression that that can change the whole flow of the atmosphere.
Okay, the question is very large.
Of course.
Okay, I will take your words. Firstly, by knowing that I'm not at the top of the company, that means that you've got to respect everyone, your interns, your employees, the same as your associates at the end. And by knowing that, you will recruit people at the end who are better than you. Yeah. And that's very important. It's a change of mind, of way of working and managing a company. For example, old company style was, for example, on a commercial side, was to put the best commercial as a manager, okay, yeah, managing everyone else. It's the worst action that you can do. Why? Because this person actually is your best commercial on the field. So you don't want him to, you want him to be focused on the business. Secondly, and most important, he maybe doesn't want this role. Yeah. I mean, everyone doesn't want to be a manager. Yeah. And that's very important. And that's why when you're asking me proactively positive, yes, you've got to make all promotions and well-being of all your employee logical.
Yes.
So it's very hard, but you've got to recruit everyone better than you in their field of expertise. Yep. And of course, your manager have to do the same. And that will change all the sense because of the management, because people will not put pressure the same way, because they will, and all your manager will feel that they don't have employees under them, and they can't put all the pressure. They have to keep it, and they've got people better than them, and without these people, they won't be manager. Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard question. Proactively positive in their management. Okay. Yeah. Take this response.
Okay. So, I know I always keep talking about holistic success, and I'm always on that holistic success isn't, well, it's better than career success, because I think career success, it's great, it's wonderful, but we don't need to have our focus just on that. Do you think corporate is beginning to be interested in supporting the idea of holistic success? And also, what benefits can there be both for corporate and also for the employees if there's a bit more focus on this?
Yes and no. It's not a yes and no question, but I think corporation can take many subjects to make employees better and feel better in their work, in their personal life, and so on. And it's very important because, of course, balance between both. I said it before, it's thinner and thinner. And it's, at the end, it's the most important thing of our life. So your corporation can take the subject, but respecting the limits of employees' personal life. For example, I make the choice of giving 100% health care for family employees, not only my employees. We also give them the opportunity to work remotely, even in other city. I mean, of course, if possible, with their work. For example, it's not for commercial population. After you have many ways of making your employees good. So that can be, for example, we've got a global impact day when employees can take their day off to participate in charity events. We've got a running challenge for every kilometers that employees run. The company will donate €1 to charity.
Oh, that's good.
But it's not an obligation. I don't want other employees that actually don't like running feel that they are not participating. So it's very hard to balance the good and the cons. But yes, I think it's part of the world of new companies. But you don't have to put pressure. You have to be careful to not put pressure on this. It must remain a choice at the end.
Definitely. And I know your management style, so I'm sort of jumping back a little bit. When you have meetings with your employees, things like that, the practical side of what you do and what you recommend. I know previously you've spoken to me about one-to-one interviews and things like that, and retreats and all of those, which I thought were excellent ideas and make a really big difference to how employees feel. So can you tell me a little bit more about those?
It's not secret. It's funny thing that happened actually during since the 16th of March 2020. We've got all employees working remotely. So it's very hard to feel the color of your employee, if they're good, if they feel safe, the balance they are living between professional and personal life, because actually they are working at home with their kids and so on. So normally 100% time, I think, of the one-to-one, the first question is, how are you? And of course, I can be nearly dying. I will respond to you, I'm fine. So,
very British, yes.
Very British, very French, and I think it's all over the world. So you can't have a useful response with this. So I had the idea, and because I put the pleasure at the center of my management, but really, when I'm recruiting someone, when I'm managing, and if I see that the employee doesn't take pleasure anymore, and I have no way, I mean, for example, promotion or to make him feel like it, I will be the first one to make it leave. It seems hard, but I really do it for him.
Yeah.
So during my one-to-one meeting, I had the idea to change this first question and not ask, how are you? But actually, since our last meeting, our last one-to-one, can you wait on 10 the pleasure you took? I mean, globally, personally, professionally, and so on. And I will always remember the first response I had on it was 8. Firstly, he wasn't surprised, but he responded to me 8 on 10, and 8 because, and not 10 because.
Excellent.
And that's awesome for a manager to have these colors.
Yeah.
And even more in home office, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
And you spoke.
You told me something about retreats.
Yeah, I spoke too much with you. No filter. That's also a funny thing is that, so we are a little company. Now we're part of a bigger group, but that wasn't the case at this time. So of course you don't have the same possibilities than a very big company, profitable, and so on. So I took my, during the home office period, which again is still on at this time. So I took my employees every 3 months to get to maintain a real relation. I took them every 3 months in my country house, and it's a retreat, but it's not a seminary like you're taking a hotel and you're taking your people into it and you're speaking about no, it's a personal retreat. We walked all day. That's for 2 days. So there's a night. We're singing Celine Dion until the end of the night. But I mean, it's in my home.
Yeah.
And what was very, I think, the best success at the end is that I got 2 employees that suggested to make the same with their home.
Oh, really? So it's a real family spirit.
Yeah, you don't like the family spirit because I think
it's a fun weekend with friends.
Yeah, no, but at the end you're right. It's a real proof of involvement, but it's just that I don't like family spirit because I think all managers in the world and all companies are saying it's a family. It's a family spirit in my company. You will feel like if it's
it's not real.
Not. So, but I don't say that we are doing things better than others, but that's tips that really works. But of course, it's not possible in all companies. But it's not possible in I don't know, L'Oréal or Peugeot and so on.
Yeah, they're too big. I have one question about those retreats. Who did the cooking?
Me.
Me. I'm impressed.
Me in my house. And I really like cooking. And when we did it in one of my employee house, we split it.
Very good. That's it sounds excellent. So sorry, I just was curious who did the cooking. Very practical. So that sounds great because it's the idea that everyone can relax together and really relax. And I think that's what's nice.
It's being serious without being too serious.
Yes.
So it's don't take it too seriously. At the end, it's only work, and it's my money and the one of my associates, which that is into it. But people have to make fun of it, of their jobs, of their relations with team relations, to make it work.
Yes. Yep. Okay. That's great. So any final piece of wisdom or key strategy that we need to keep in mind to help us going forward? This is always my killer question at the end.
Again, I'm knowing only what I know, so not a lot. And I think it's very personal style with according to your company or to who you are and your last experiences. But I will say that, and I said it before, but just trust your people. And of course, it will not work every time, of course. It's not magic. But try to trust your people and always make them feel safe. Always. And it seems easy, but it's not. But it changes everything.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. That's great.
Thanks
Thank
to
you, Matthieu Le Cann, for coming onto the show. You've been watching and listening to Beyond the Bottom Line, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.